Are there better nootropic compounds or systems to target for improving willpower? And I think the answer is certainly yes, there is. If you're manipulating brain physiology, you're trying to reach a certain state, there's a way to do it, there's a strategy to do it. And so we're going to talk about that. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Check us out on the web at livecortex.com, at livecortex.com/blog, giant blog for nootropics information. On Facebook at facebook.com/Cortex Stacks. Like all of our stuff, like a lot of our stuff, all of our podcasts and posts go there, plus other stuff. My own personal Facebook page is facebook.com/Ryan Michael Ballo. It's new when we talk about business and life and other things. 6 powerful products for this broadcast. Here they are. Elite level nootropic products. Number 1, the Cortex Nootropics Stack, powerful pre-made stack. Guys, look, for those of you that know our stuff and understand Cortex, we're still running a special where you can use the coupon code 8 and take Cortex down to $24. All right, that lasts through this weekend and a little bit into the next week, and then we're ending the special. That's it. So I know today's payday for a lot of you guys, so if you can think about doing it, livecortex.com, add a bottle of Cortex to your cart, use the coupon code 8. That takes it down to $24. It's a pretty simple once and done thing. Get it at livecortex.com. Powerful pre-made nootropic stack. That's what Cortex is. We've got 5 digital downloadable nootropics books that teach everything you need to know about particular nootropics, but mostly they give you high-level stacks to take that the ingredient quantities are already worked out in. We'll explain them at the end of the video, but they're awesome. Get them at livecortex.com, and then we've got a nootropics consulting service. It's a 40-minute call with yours truly, 15 additional email correspondences. Coupon code 8 applies to all that stuff this weekend. Okay, so nootropics for willpower. And the real question is, this was an email that someone sent me. Are there certain nootropics you can take for enhancing willpower? And so let's just kind of break down willpower for a second and break down the things that are necessary for willpower to happen aside from nootropics. I think people make the mistake of trying to think that nootropics are a sustainable, like painting over dirt, or a sustainable band-aid over a state, from a state where you're not motivated because you're doing other things wrong. So if you're not sleeping right, if you're not eating right, if there's other things that are going on, I think you really have to get detailed, like looking at your macronutrient intake and your micronutrient intake. Do you eat enough carbs for your energy expenditure? Are you eating enough fat for your hormone production, right? Are you eating enough protein for protein synthesis because you're lifting weights? It seems to be the case if you're not doing that stuff pretty right, you might feel like you're not the way that you need to be. And if you don't feel fully energized and fully restored, right, think sleep, it's going to be pretty hard to have willpower. I mean, I know people that are exceptionally powerful and exceptionally smart and can be exceptionally productive, but there's something else going on that they're doing wrong in their lives, and so they can't really be themselves. And once they fix those issues, I mean, we have consulting clients that before we even go nootropics, for some of them, most of them we just start with nootropics, but we've got to look at other things. Then we fix some of these other things, they're like, wow, now I'm back to myself again. And now they can get a healthy bump above baseline with nootropics. Anyway, that's the preface. So yes, there are nootropic compounds that you can take that facilitate willpower, meaning, just the ability to want to go and do things, the ability to have the thing in your head that disciplines you to just say, I'm going to go do this, or not eat the cookie or do the whatever. I think willpower goes both ways. It's about, getting yourself the willpower to go and work on your business or work on whatever. And it's also about avoiding things. Nootropics for willpower. Number 1, I think the salient point is you want to target dopamine. I mean, if I have ever been able to deliberately target willpower, it's been through targeting dopamine. And so the main dopaminergic nootropics are the best for that. I think you want to think of theacrine. I think you want to think L-tyrosine. I think you want to think phenylalanine. I don't think there's dopaminergic mechanisms for Alcar, but there's some sort of motivating thing about acetyl L-carnitine. So you want to think about Alcar in 400 to 500 milligram quantities. And I would say lastly, you want to think about Modafinil. Okay, you want to think about Modafinil for really cranking up the willpower. The thing about Modafinil and willpower, and again, on the spectrum of wanting having the willpower and the strength to go do productive things, versus just like the willpower to avoid like eating the cake or whatever. I think that Modafinil is probably one of the strongest. It's about mental energy, right? Like I said about restorative sleep and eating right, but it's about motivation. It is about motivation. You know what I mean? It's about being motivated by something to either avoid something, or to move towards something. And so, 75 milligrams, 100 milligrams Modafinil, 200 milligrams Modafinil, whatever your sweet spot dose is a pretty good instrument to have control of the brain, to make yourself either make a decision not to do something or to have the willpower and the strength to go towards something. Look, if you've got willpower to focus on productivity, you're having the willpower to not sit and play Battlefield 4 all day, you know what I mean, or do something that you might otherwise want to do. So that's my take on it. Tyrosine in 200 to 700 milligrams, whatever works for you. Phenylalanine in the same dose, 200 to 700 milligrams. Alcar in 200 to 700 milligram quantities. Theacrine in 25 to 150 milligram quantities, and then modafinil in 25 to 200 milligram quantities. Not all together, I would say take them separately, but you want to target dopamine for willpower and the motivation to get things done. That's my take on it. Remember, everything at the Cortex Labs website is $8 off this whole weekend, so guys, coupon code 8 takes $8 off everything. That's the Cortex stack, powerful, synergistic, pre-made motivation and willpower stack. I mean, that's so many people tell us so many different things on the spectrum of what you get from nootropics, but a lot of it is like, I'm motivated, I'm driven to work, I've got the willpower to avoid things I don't want to do. I want to get things done, I'm being productive, my verbal fluency is on point. Get a bottle of Cortex at livecortex.com, coupon code 8. All of our digital nootropic books, you know what, in some of them, we lay out stacks for particular situations. That's what we did in this video. What nootropics are good for a particular thing. We lay them out in the Racetam God Guide, in Smarter, Better, Faster, in the Noopept Pro Stack List, in the Nootropic Stacks for the Business Professional, in the Beginner's Guide to Aniracetam. They're downloadable, so get them right now at livecortex.com, especially while we're running this special. Don't wait, make it happen. Links in the description below. We'll have a short video in a second that explains the books and then our Cortex stack. Thanks for watching. What's up, everybody? Ryan Michael Balla here. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Look, we've got, as it stands, 5 primary products that I want to just explain to you. You heard us mention them during the video, so I'm going to break them down. Number 1, from left to right, the Cortex Nootropics stack. This is a cognitive enhancement stack that you really want to take to turn the lights on. Just to give you an idea, hardcore business folks that require 18 to 20 hours of brain function, take the Cortex stack. That's what we initially designed it for, but then like everybody in the nootropic sphere loved it. Verbal fluency, speed of processing, motivation, drive to want to work. That's what the Cortex stack does. Moving right along, the Aniracetam guide there, that is called the Beginner's Guide to Aniracetam, breaks down 25 powerful Aniracetam stacks, shows you how to use Aniracetam. It's essentially the everything guide to Aniracetam. Long demanded, folks asked us for it, we delivered. It is fully digital, lots of powerful stacks. And then there's the Nootropic Stacks for the Business Professional. That's basically 100, right around 100 powerful uridine, modafinil, theacrine, aniracetam, oxiracetam, phenylpiracetam, alcar stacks for business situations, for the type of brain states that business folks need for sustained performance. Next is the Racetam God Guide. That is a high-level every Racetam guide, digital guide. We've got all the major Racetams with accompanying focus stacks and memory stacks and speed of processing stacks. In that Racetam. There's 8 major nootropic Racetams, and that guide explains all of them and accompanying stacks. Then there's the Noopept Pro Stack List. The Noopept Pro Stack List is a digital guide that explains oral, so just taking it by mouth, sublingual, taking it under the tongue, and then intranasal, spraying Noopept nasal spray in your nose, stacks. It's just a bunch of stacks, a giant stack list of Noopept stacks that are highly effective, pro-level, specific brain state inducing type of Noopept stacks. That thing has been a hit out there with the market. And then last, there's Smarter, Better, Faster. Smarter, Better, Faster is the all-around, everything nootropics digital guide. If you just want to learn everything, many Racetams, modafinil, etc., get Smarter, Better, Faster. It's like the guide you need to know if you're new to nootropics to learn basically everything and to walk away knowing what you need to know on nootropics. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Get this stuff at livecortex.com and rock on.